Good morning, folks. Hey, the Old Fisherman with you. We at my house at the Breakfast Nook. We hadn't been fishing in 3 days, and I apologize for that. It was really rainy one day, and then the wind blew one day, and today I got something. I got a birthday party for my nephew I got to go to. Brian Cumberlander, 50 years old, and we're going to a birthday party, so I didn't go fishing. But I want to show you a few things I use. I've been using Todd Smith's little quarter-ounce bumping spoon. You see it right here? Quarter-ounce, beautiful thing. And I use a number 8-pound test line with a little swivel above it with a single spoon on them brush piles and them crappies. And of course, I done caught a couple catfish on them. The fish are hitting this little spoon. They like it. And while I got you here, I want to show you I don't know if you're going to be able to see it good, but we're going to go over the 3-rig. People, what I do, and to get this rod out of the way, I got so much stuff in the way trying to do this. But what I do is I take a swivel and I double 2 lines and I tie it to that swivel. And one line comes off probably about 10 or 12 inches and the other line goes off about 16 inches to another swivel. And then I do the same thing again at the other swivel. I take 2 lines off, basically about the same, and we go down, bear with me, and then I tie another line off about 10 or 12 or more inches, and then I go to a swivel under it, and then my spoon. So we got 2 jigs at the top off of 2 different swivels, 2 lines coming off each swivel. Then we go down to a swivel and then the spoon. I like to do that to keep it from twisting up. I like to put that swivel between the last jig and the spoon. It helps from twisting. And I like to use big heads. You'll see 1/8 ounce head, that's from Academy Sports. 1/8 ounce has got a double prong on it, and it holds that gump shrimp on there better with 2 prongs, one coming out both sides. And then at the top, we just pour some You Got to Love It jigs to duplicate the gump shrimp. And you know, they're rough looking. They're really rough looking, but they'll bite them. You see that? That's the duplicate of the gump shrimp that I use. I took a coffee cup, and I'll show you, lid, and I poured plaster of Paris in it. Before it set up, I took a gump shrimp, and I sunk it down in it till it was even. And hey, it's not round on both sides like the gump shrimp, but it's flat on one side. And I like that flatness because I believe it gives it more of a glide. You don't want it round, you want it flat on the bottom side where it'll give it a glide with that flat tail. And that gliding keeps it from twisting the line, and it also makes them daggone fish. You don't jerk it, you just kind of pull it along. You let your bumping spoon lay on the bottom and kind of just ease it along. You'll see me just ease it up back and forth. I'm not jerking it back and forth because if you jerk it, you're going to tangle your lines. So I made this little jig, a mold out of plaster of Paris and a coffee cup lid. You see it? That's what I done. Instead of buying a $150 mold, and then we poured some You Got to Love It jigs. See here? They don't look too bad. We didn't have to buy an expensive mold. We just melted it in a pot. It's better doing microwave, but I didn't want to stink up the house, so I took my fish cooker outside and I melted some jigs I had and got it real loose, stirred it up, and then I poured it in that jig. And that's how I made these You Got to Love It jigs. They're not pretty. Every one of them's a different size because it depends on what level that you pour into it, the liquid. But you see that kind of a hollow flat bottom? I think that's the key. I think being hollow and flat on one side and let that be the bottom side, when you put that jig head in that thing, and I'll show you, the jig head I like to use is H2O double barb. See both barbs coming out, one out of each side? Well, for the gump shrimp, that's the best jig head. For this, with the regular rubber, you don't have to use that one. You can use any of them. You can use any 1/8 ounce or 1/4 ounce jig head. Now his little 1/8 ounce has just got one little barb, and it's not that far between here, the head, and the hook. And that's what you want to use for your slider jig. And it'll work for this shrimp jig also. But You Got to Love It jig, and to thread that thing, you take it in, And of course, I ain't got my glasses on. I can't see anymore. But you bring it out like that, and you kind of run it up on there, like so. And that's what you end up with. A cute little jig, look at that. And they will hit that You Got to Love It jig. I proved that last year. So, want to take and show you a few spoons that I've been using. Wayne Tollison made me some spoons last year. It's a flat little spoon. It was a killer on Monticello. That one's probably almost 3/4 of an ounce. It's pretty heavy. And here's a little 1/2 ounce one, or a quarter, I'm not sure. He didn't have no weight on them. But both of these were made by Wayne Tollison, and both of them's good. When I'm using a 3 rig though, in deeper water, and I'm just pulling it across the bottom, and once I hook a fish, I hold it up, and that's when they usually grab the spoon. The spoon's holding the jigs in position. When that spoon gliding on the bottom, and I got my line in the 45, about that far up is a swimming jig. And then up another couple foot is another swimming jig. So I'm covering the bottom area, the 2-foot bottom area of the lake. And when I get a bite on one of those jigs, I hold it up, and then with this wiggling at the bottom, they'll take it. I don't necessarily hook them with this spoon, bumping it up and down. When you're using a multiple rig system, like the 3 rig that I use with a spoon at the bottom, you need not to jerk it, or it will twist your line up. You'll have a mess. You pull it in the come line, a circle swing with my trolling motor, making a circle in a living room area, and it's dragging this spoon across the bottom. And guess what? That jig is sitting right off the bottom, right up here, swimming along right in eye level of that perch. And then when you hook, and then you got the other jig a couple foot up, if they up off the bottom a little bit. So when you hook one, you reel it up, it's just a foot or two and hold it. And they dangling around, that one fish is pulling the other jigs, and you will catch 3 at a time if you take your time pulling it in, and if it's a lot of fish there. And most of the time, it's a lot of fish there with white perch. Now last year, I used the 3/4, and I believe this is, let's see what this is. This is a 1/2 ounce. But last year I used a 3/4 Wahoo spoon a lot also, and that works real well. Wahoo spoons on my triple rig, and they work by themselves if you're just going to work a spoon up and down. But remember, don't just keep jerking at the same pace up and down. Change your motion. Twitch it one time. Hold it up or just pull it up one time. And then jerk it, let it back down. Fall and jerking. Do different things will trigger a bite. You don't want to get in the same jerk mode every time, up and down. It's not good. You need to change up. Now, you know I like the berry spoon, the 1 ounce berry spoon. Wonderful spoon, big spoon, heavy. A little too heavy for the 3 rig. I think 3/4 is about max you need on the 3 rig. And you can get by with smaller. If the fish are holding to the bottom, you want heavier, up to a 3/4, and it holds them jigs in position. If they you swimming it up, just reeling it up slow before they hit it, you can take a 1/2 ounce, do just fine. And I use all kind of different spoons. There's another Wahoo spoon, different color, and I use different colors. But Todd Smith, now he makes these spoons. He's got the big ones, and he's got the smaller ones. Look how pretty they are. Beautiful spoons. He's got all different colors. He's got the whites, the silvers. He caught the name for them all. I don't pay attention to all them names. But look at these spoons, white and silver. Todd Smith, he's never sold any spoons before, but he's just now making them. And we might help him out on some of them sales. We don't know what kind of price. I think he's talking $4 a piece. But then the problem with spoons is shipping. It costs so much to ship them. So I don't know how we're going to do that. But he might make some You Got to Love It jigs for me. But the problem is getting a mold. And they make a shrimp mold out there, but it's different than this shrimp. It's got a bigger tail, and I'm not sure that'll work. We need to make us a mold with a flat bottom that glides and a round top. Flat bottom, round top with a gulp shrimp tail. Not too big a tail, just big enough. But here's some more of his spoons. You got to love that. Thank you, Todd, for them spoons. He gave me about 10, then I made an order and bought some from him. And I was his first customer. And of course, you know I like the berry spoon. Look, a half-ounce berry spoon. Of course, this has been used, but white and that silver tape on one. That one's really nice. The double barb hook that I use for my gut shrimp, that is an important jig head right there. It's got 2 barbs on it and holds the shrimp up better. Now the Lost Creek jig head, 1/8 ounce, is another one I've been using. But 1/8 ounce, I don't use anything less than 1/8 ounce on my double rig or my triple rig, because you start getting 1/16 ounce, you get in a mess. It's too light, and you just got to hate it. But hey, how about that daggone mold? Ain't that pretty? Hey, it's rough, but it don't have to be a perfect jig. See, this is Todd's jig. Now he poured down. That jig right there would be a perfect jig if it'd be a little bit bigger around, like the gut shrimp. Right here, I'm going to show you comparison. It's the right length. See the length? If that thing had a heavier tail, and Todd, I'm talking to you. If you had a heavier tail like this that wouldn't flip up, it would be better for the white perch. Now, I'm not, the crappies, they might like this better. The problem I had with this tail is too long and it hooks up into the hook. I get to working, I didn't catch the first perch on that jig, not the first one. And that's all it's got to be. That's the difference it's got to be. They'll bite this one, but they won't bite this one. Now, I'm sure if you keep on, you'll catch them. But the tail is too limber. It needs to be stiffer with a flat end on it like that right there. The stiffer and solid body is the key. Mr. Crappie's got a long tail, but it wiggles. A flat, wobbly tail is okay, like the slider jig and the Mr. Crappie. But this flat, hard tail is the best. Ain't no question. That's all they want sometimes. And I done it enough that I know the difference. So, appreciate y'all looking at me. We done a little video, and I'm gonna put that on after this video. It's not much. We caught a couple one catfish and a nice crappie off camera, but I got him laying on the deck. And of course, he messed all over my boat. Let me tell you, half the video I'm wiping up my boat, because he done number 2 on my boat really bad. And that old flathead catfish was really letting it go in my boat. But we caught a big old crappie, and then I showed him, and he was bleeding. I didn't realize he was bleeding. He was bleeding all over the boat. So we messed up our boat. But I went back and I caught another crappie on that spoon live on video while I was twitching that spoon over that jig, over that brush, the king pod. And we also caught a little tiny bass. He spit it out, and so we caught, I think, 3 crappies or 4. I can't remember. But we didn't catch much. But we caught 20 or 30 perch before we went crappie fishing. But I didn't get them on video. It didn't work out. But and I apologize for not having a video for the last couple of days. This was Thursday we made this little video. And it was cold as the devil. I don't mind telling you, before this rain front come in. But we're going to get back to fishing tomorrow. And I'm going to take the camera off. And I'm going to show you these You Got to Love It jigs that I poured yesterday. If I don't turn it off. Look at these You Got to Love It jigs that I poured yesterday. I don't have any oranges. I need some doggone orange, some red mixed into it. But that's some colors we poured. They're kind of rough. But I tell you what, I bet you they'll bite it. They did last year. They don't have to look perfect. And they got little dips and nooks all over. And I want to show you a little puppy. Look at that little puppy. That's my baby Logan. And You Got to Love a pretty little schnauzer. But glad y'all could be with me. And here's some more of them tails that Todd made. But I just got to get them to bite them. If they'd be solid with a flat tail right there, we'd be using them up, Todd. Babe. But I want to show you a couple of these other bumping spoons. Gandus Weatherford sent me from Monk's Corner, sent me this spoon. And that is a big old spoon. Hey, and the rockfish bite it because I already caught one on it. First day I used it. I hadn't been on the rockfish lately. I quit rock fishing because the daggone people so wild school fishing. They run me over, so I just said the heck with it. And I give it up and went back to perch fishing because there's too many wild people out there running into the fish schooling. And people, I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat. I'm going to put this camera back up here. But I'm going to tell y'all, when you go into a school fish, You don't want to run into them with your big motor. Stop outside and go in with a trolling motor. They'll stay up twice as long. If you start running into them fish, they'll go down and never come back up again. So a little tip from the Old Fisherman, you people out there think you got to run over people to fish a school, you don't have to do it. Be courteous, stop outside, ease into them with your trolling motor, and everybody can enjoy catching fish. But they got so wild, I just quit. But I hate that. But thanks for being with the Old Fisherman, and go to SteveCumberlander.com to get your hats. We got plenty of them. We got some more, still got t-shirts. We bought a bunch of them. Got a couple extra, double extra large yellows left. I only think she got 2 left. So if you like double extra large, you better get them. And Miss Deborah's got a few more fish towels. Make your order. Hey, and thanks for watching the Old Fisherman. And I'm going to take this camera and I'm going to show you my other dog, Lacey and Logan. Lacey, look at that. Ain't that a pretty little schnauzer? Hey. That's my little female, and right there's my little male, old Logan. And you got to love 2 schnauzers. Thanks for being with me. See ya. Folks, I want to show you something I just caught. I didn't have the camera on, and I threw the old bumping plug out there. And I was bringing in a big old flathead catfish. Then I got a bite on my doggone minnow. And I want to show you this doggone flathead catfish. First one I ever caught in Monticello. And that doggone spotlight about run over my buoy. I want to show you this. Caught him on a bumping spoon, Todd Smith bumping spoon. And you got to run of that. If I can get up here to show you. He's a big one. Look at this flathead. Look at that flathead catfish. And that's a big one. I'm going to release that sucker. I don't want him. I'm going to throw him back. But as I was bringing him up, I believe that doggone trolling motor I got around my buoy. No, there it is. And as I was reeling him up, my doggone minnow rod went, and we got us a slab crappie at the same time, and I dipped them in the same net, believe it or not. So, hey, that was productive. That was productive. I got so much stuff laying up I can't even walk. That old catfish has done messed up my boat. He got all spots all over my boat. Look at that, slab crappie. We had to get us a rag because he done a number 2 all over my boat. And what he done, I mean all over the boat. I don't know if it was worth all that. He sure rocked my boat. But I had to turn the camera on to show you that's the first flathead catfish I ever caught in this lake. I didn't even know it was flatheads in here. But apparently it is. But he has rumped my boat. Let me tell you, he has got stuff all over my boat. That's the only thing about a boat with carpet, people. It is hard to keep clean. Not only did he bleed all over the boat, he done number 2 all over the boat. And that stuff ain't coming out. My gosh, it's like molasses. What a mess I got in here. All because of a flathead catfish that I let go. But he hit that little tiny bumping spoon, a 1/4 ounce bumping spoon. And I thought I was hung again, but this time he bit it. I didn't snag hook him. He actually bit it. And we actually caught it. What we did, we actually caught him. We actually got a mess. He tore up the whole boat up here. He tore up my whole boat. And but anyhow, it was windy. We caught a lot of perch, but now it's calming down. And we're gonna get back up here since I just caught that doggone trolling motor done quit. What in the world? Something done happened to my trolling motor during all this. I don't know what the world's done happened. I'll have to take the battery out and see if it'll reboot. What I'm gonna have to do. Well, I'll tell you, if it ain't one thing, it's two anymore. Always something messing with me. And there's a loony on top of everything else. The loony done showed up. Doggone loony. It done showed up. Show us the world. I don't know what in the world's wrong with my trolling motor, but that ain't good. Now it's working. Battery must be getting weak. Had to take the battery out and put it back in and get it to go. Sorry about that, but hey, things happen. Let's ease back up here and see if we can catch us another one off this doggone brush pile. The king pod, the old big catfish was laying at the bottom of it, and the crappie was laying up in the top. What happened there. Let's see if we can catch another one. Get back up here to it. Probably won't be no more there, but it sure was them two. I should have weighed that catfish. That catfish weighed 6-7 pounds. He was a big old cat. I tell you what, them jokers pull too. Dead weight. Dead weight. All right. We're gonna put us another minnow down here and see if we can catch another. We was about 20 foot with that thing. Somewhere along in there. I don't know what in the world happened to my trolling motor. She just died on me. She just died on me. I was pulling that catfish in. I wasn't paying attention. I looked up and my rod was bent down. So I had the catfish in the net outside the boat, fixed to pick him up, and I caught the crappie. And I let the crappie swim in the net, so I caught both of them in the same net. An old loony. I don't know which loony that is, but that's our loony. And come back to aggravate me. They're starting to show back up. I noticed that this morning when I got here. Looney was back in town. You got to hate that. Looney will aggravate us. But we caught that catfish on Todd's little tiny, and I'll show it to you. 1/4 ounce spoon. Ain't nothing going right today. Todd's little 1/4 ounce spoon. See it right there? That's a pretty little joker. That's what we caught the catfish on. Just twitching that spoon. He sucked it too. And it caught him too. Probably won't get another bite, but hey, there was one crappie out there. That's for sure. One crappie was out there. Where there's one, there's two. See if we can catch nothing. See if we can catch a nut. First ever. At least first ever big one. I might have caught a little one or two. All right, we're getting a bite on this rod right here. See that? There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. Oh my! There he is. Crappie too. Look at that. Huh? Hand-sized crappie. Hey, good eating size. He swallowed it too. Hey, so there's a few out there. It's a few out there. We're gonna eat that joker for supper one night. Oh, something hit the spoon. Got too many irons in the fire. What? Too many irons in the fire, old fisherman. Uh-oh, got the king pod. What I got with my spoon. That ain't good. I hope it shakes out because I sure don't want to lose my spoon at king pod. It's in there too. I just got that spoon yesterday. I sure don't want to lose it today. This ain't good. That thing ain't heavy either. It's gonna be hard to get out of that king pod. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. That ain't good at all. There it comes. There it comes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Flipped it around. Flipped it around. Need to get another minnow back out there. We zeroed in on the spot. Now we need to get a minnow back out there. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Good being with y'all on another trip on Lake Monticello. We ain't caught many crappies. We caught a lot of perch, but we didn't catch that many crappies. But I think we caught 4 crappies, which is about standard for this place. I ain't got no more time just to sit here. We're gonna let y'all go. Put this minnow back in the box, and maybe for another day he'll bite, he'll swim, and we'll catch a fish on him. Put our rods up and get out of here for the day. Thanks for being with the Old Fisherman on another episode. Hope you enjoyed the show. We've done a little bit of crappie fishing, perch fishing. Not a lot of catching, but hey, we had a good time doing it on Lake Monticello, loving life. And I'll show you a couple of crappies. We got 2 good ones. Actually, we got 3 good ones. I'm gonna hold up 2 of them. Slab crappies. I mean slabs. They're pretty. Look how thick they are. That's pretty. Jokers are gonna be good on the plate. I don't catch many crappies, so I don't throw them back unless if I catch a lot of them, I throw them back. But I'm gonna show you in the drum. We got a good many fish in there. Hey, thanks for being with us on another episode of the Old